Donte Williams is the interim head coach. I saw a mixed review on social media. I think it's a very interesting move and a smart move to make Donte Williams the interim head coach. You have a recruiting tie, a guy who is very valued in this program. I know USC's admin really likes Donte Williams, and now you give him kind of the credit he deserves and have a good foundation to kind of settle this team on going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think USC had some candidates, right? You could have gone with Mike Jenks, who was actually the head coach for a couple of years at Bowling Green. Graham Harrell was the name that was talked a lot, but it's not like when he was scoring a whole bunch of points and that, getting a lot, the offense looked great. You're like, oh, he's a future head coach. The offense doesn't look great right now. Like, promoting him didn't make a lot of sense. Todd Orlando is the defensive coordinator. Do you want him to take that over? He hasn't been a head coach either. You could have Sean Snyder was someone that was up for the Kansas State job, but I like Donte Williams because this is a scenario where you're like, look, whoever we put in here is not going to be the permanent head coach. We are going to do a national search and find the head coach. But you pick the guy that's been the recruiter of the year, someone that relates to these players very well. A lot, most of that young talent on the roster, Donte Williams' hands are on it. And I feel like him being there, you want someone that's going to galvanize his team and bring them together. You're not looking for the future guy. You're looking for someone that who the player is going to react to and love. And I think Donte Williams is one of those guys. So I think it's a good move as well.
I feel like he has the respect of everyone in that locker room. I mean, he's recruited a ton of these kids. He's very relatable with them. He has great relationships with everyone on the team. And I think that there's some culture issues in that locker room right now. And I think that needs to be fixed. And I think he's probably the best choice for that. Just because he relates to everyone. It doesn't feel like it's offense versus defense, or it's this position group versus this position group, or this group of guys versus everyone likes him. So I think that makes potentially can clear that up. And I think that potentially that brings the team together. And what you hope for the team is they take this firing and this loss on Saturday and say, oh, it's got to be us against the world. And they rally together, similar to what that was a 2013 team did when Lane Kiffin was fired. Ed Orgeron came in and made some changes that really galvanized the group, really energized the group.
Brought back cookies.
Cookies for offensive linemen is always a good thing there. I don't know it's always the best thing for them, for their future. But so we'll see if Donte Williams makes some small adjustments. We'll see when we get to practice tomorrow. We'll see what things are different, if things are running the same. It's going to be tough for him. He has basically 24 hours to okay, put it in practice plan. Do you want to change things? It's going to be a heavy burden for him, but while also still carrying the stick for recruiting. And that's the thing is people always wonder about the December signing period, and people are getting fired earlier and earlier in seasons. The second week of the season is really early.
Pretty early.
But Donte's your lead recruiter. Your number one recruiter. He's the recruiter of the year for the Pac-12 for the couple years he's running. And he has a good chance that the administration will want to keep him around. I mean, they gave him the pay bump. They gave him the associate head coach title coming into the season. So regardless of who the coach comes in, I think he's a guy that they may want to keep around so he can still sell everything, and he may not be worrying about looking over his shoulder like someone else may be.